Hi, this is Tanya from Lovebuddha Tarot, back with the card of today for the 9th of August 2016. The cards today, again, like I say, yesterday I used the Golden Tarot by Cat Black and an Osho card. So, when I was coming downstairs this morning, I thought, right, okay, I'll do that again. It seemed to work yesterday, and seeing as I'm not going to be here for a while. But like I say, more craziness. There's so much going on, and the two cards that I've pulled are so full of contradictions. I sometimes write a little few notes of things that start, coming into my head straight away as soon as I pick the cards up. So, I just write little keywords, that's coming down so that I remember it, because a lot of times you get a lot of information coming. Once I started doing this, it then started to make sense. So please bear with me with this reading, because I really do feel there's a strong message coming through with it, although it might initially not look like that. Okay, so I'm just going to go with what's there, and we'll see where we get with it. So the first card that I pulled with the Golden Tarot is the Three of Swords again. Now, we had this last week, so it came back in. The second card that I have is the Lovers. Now, we had the Lovers last week as well, so these two cards were both out. But I'll start with the Three of Swords, because this one comes out now. I mean, this card, it's not a pretty card, especially in this deck as well. This deck has beautiful imagery. But if we look at that, it's a card of pain. It's a card of sadness. It's a card of heartbreak, and there's a tenseness, If we look at all of these black clouds, it's like black clouds. It's like being in a black cave, where your thoughts and everything are, and this is all emotions and everything just flying around. And like I say, there's a card of pain. That isn't pretty, that card. Now, this is an emotional pain, be careful holding on to this, because often when we have emotional pain, it can result in physical pain as well, so it's like I say, it's that strong. So this shows that there's tears have been shed with this, it's like I say, it's not, I don't feel this is just something out of the blue, because often this card, it talks of loss, it talks of breakup, separation, often divorce, things like that. It's a card of grief, and it's a card of an ending in some sort as well, so like I say, I don't feel it's just an out of the blue thing, but it's sort of like, sorry, I'm getting there, it's like prolonged. So I feel this pain is sort of, it might have come to a head here, but when you get like, they showed me like, when you get a boil and the boil is so and so and so, and then just about before it's going to pop, it really, really hurts. But then after the pop, you get that release, and, the pain, it might be a little bit sore for a while, but that tense pain actually diminishes, right? I hope that actually made sense there. Sorry, because that was the best way that I could describe what they were showing me there. So, yeah, so this is, like I say, it's a time of, it's like everything's come to a head, I feel. That's what they're saying there. So it's come to a head, and it's time for the release here. Although pain is horrible, I talk about this all the time, pain is our best growing tool, pain helps us learn, and it helps us grow as well. I've mentioned growing pains, like I say, when we were young, it's uncomfortable, it's not pretty, but there is a reward at the end of it. There's a reason why it if that makes sense. So what this card is saying is, like, allow yourself to feel this pain, because that is your first step to healing. We have the swords there. They keep showing me this really strange image of a boil like being lanced, and they've just showed me they're using one of the swords to actually lance that boil to give this release and relief. Right, okay, sorry. So like I say, this is, I feel that's what it needs to be. It needs to be lanced in some way. So don't let this pain harden you, or make you bitter or twisted or anything, it's that's often our initial reaction when we've been hurt, we retreat, and we do this as a form of protection as well, and we stop believing, it's like, things just, we lose a bit faith, I think, but as I always say, please have unwavering faith, because everything happens for you, not to you, and that, I know that can sound really, really hard to grasp, especially when you are going through pain like this, but it's, believe me, I've experienced it on a number of occasions. About 7 years ago, there was a lot going on with my life. This was when, I lost my mum in a car accident. There was other things that came about the same time. There was a relationship breakup, a friend died. There was the whole lot in a matter of months, and I literally, I had never felt pain like it, and there was days when I didn't think that I would be able to get through the day. What I see that now is, yes, it was sad, but it was life, this is what happens in life, and suddenly when you're forced to be on your own, I mean, like I say, it was my partner, my mum, my best friend just gone, and it was, wow, like, what do I do, there was a lot of fear there, but because I had no other option, I was going through hell, but I had to keep going. And when I look back at that now, that time was such a blessing. I learned so much about other people, and I learned so much about myself in that time as well. And I realized how strong initially I was. When there's somebody there to lean on, a lot of times you don't actually use your own strength, so you lean on these comfort blankets, or you lean on others for support. When you just suddenly bang, right, okay, nobody else there, I've got to support myself. You find this inner strength within you, and it propels you. It is your fuel, and it will fire you on, and I look back at that time now with massive gratitude, because although it was sad and although I was grieving in a lot of ways, I was being given gifts, so I know that's hard when you're going through it, but that's just, to let you know, it does happen, and I'm not that unique, so if I can do it, everybody else can do it as well, so like I say, don't let this pain make you hard, and don't let it make you bitter neither. When your pain comes in, the ego sees it as a way to come in and attack, and it's all blame and nastiness and come on, defensiveness, and that's what you need to do. You don't, feel your pain, but don't inflict that pain onto other people neither. This is what a lot of people do when they're hurting. They want to hurt another, or they want to hurt somebody that caused them that pain, and that doesn't work, because the hurt is still inside of them. So like I say, sit with your pain and don't project it out onto other people, so like I say, there's an ending coming with this card, but endings also mean new beginnings as well, so please, with this card, I really feel it's saying, like, don't wallow and don't cling, because clinging to shreds, clinging to, something that, if you need to cling, then it's not yours, so like I say, this is, I really feel there's a letting go process. That's quite bizarre, because I dreamt last night of another card, and I was surprised that one didn't come out today, but it's like I say, when you're clinging, you are prolonging this hurt, it's like you are driving that knife in deeper and saying, come on, twist some more. So it's like I say, release, and this is when you will get relief, like I say, don't bring hatred into it, don't want to destroy another person because you're feeling destroyed, that's not cool. Focus on your recovery, focus on your feelings, focus on your recovery, and focus on your healing as well, and this will allow your heart to fill back up with love. It is the strongest emotion that we have. There's a book called A Breakup Because It's Broken, which, if any of you are experiencing a breakup at the moment, which these cards are sort of signifying that, it's a really, really good book. It puts things in layman's terms, and it helps you to get over it. And like I say, the title of it, A it's called a breakup because it's broken, you know. And when something is broken, it doesn't matter how much we put it together. Spirit once showed me an image when I was doing a reading for somebody regarding this, and it was the image of a china cup that had been dropped, and it was in 2 bits, and it was glued back together. Now, yes, it looked on the outside, it looked the same as what it was, you know, a little fracture in it, but the strength of that had gone, you know, it was weak. There was little shards that had come off when it was dropped that could never be put back. So the weakness was there. And although it was tried to fix it back together, it was never, ever going to be the same. You know, it was broken. It was a broken cup. So, like I say, I really feel that that is what this is talking about today. And the reason I'm saying this, and the reason I'm quite a bit flippant about this, I mean, I understand, I see the pain, I feel the pain with this card, you know, I do. But what I found interesting when I first initially looked at this card, we're talking about the heart here, okay? And when we experience emotional heart pain, you know, this is where we get it. It's all around our heart. If we look at this figure, I mean, this figure doesn't seem to be sobbing, you know, on the floor in pain, you know, and in grief. They're sitting there, yeah, they're not happy, but they just look a bit peed off, to be honest. Now, when I noticed the arms, I always thought within this card that the hands were covering the chest. The arms were covering the chest. When we look here, the arms are actually covering the solar plexus. So this is saying to me that it's the solar plexus that is hurting. You know, it's like they're holding the book there, and it's like, well, I've done everything by the book, so, you know, I shouldn't be experiencing this. But because they're blocking their solar plexus off here, to me, it feels that it's more like their control has gone. It's like their power has been taken, their power has been ripped out rather than their heart has been ripped out. You know, I mean, I don't know if anybody, you know, reads the tarot and can have a take on that, because, like I say, that was what I seen with it, you know. So, like I say, this card isn't pretty. There's you know, there's a lot of discord around it. The Osho card that's coming next is one of the most beautiful Osho cards in the pack. So this is why I was like, straight away, I was like, what is going on here? Because you've got broken heart, love, and then you've got love. Yeah. So it's like, it's bizarre. But when we look at this card, you know, I mean, you can see the difference in the two of them, even just in the colours. And also this card, it differs a lot to the lovers in the traditional tarot, you know, and this looks more at, it looks at love, but it more looks at like relationships. And Osho, with this card, Osho asks us to question, what is love? You know, he asks us to ask ourselves that question. What Osho says about love is when we love somebody because we need them, that's not true love. You know, need is a part of our egotistical mind, you know, and that is not our reality. When we love somebody out of a physical lust, an urge, that again is not love, but it's more as a trophy to show off to the outside world. True love comes without conditions, you know. I was told a while ago, I was tuning in and asking for guidance, and what I got from Spirit was loving and feeling, not wanting and needing. And that was about, you know, so it was about loving and feeling that love rather than wanting or needing something, you know. When you want or need something, that's to quell something inside of you, isn't it? Whereas when you just love and when you feel, that is given freely. So it's like I say, strange cards these. So what we see in this card, right, is two people, and they're pretty much like the mirror of each other. They're mirroring back to each other, and this is what they say, you know, that a partner or a lover will mirror back to you your strengths and weaknesses, you know. So for a woman, the significant man in her life will show this, her male energy to her, and the man, the woman will show his female energy, or the masculine or the feminine energies. This is it. It doesn't just have to be male or female. So if there's something that you don't like in a partner, then you look at yourself and think, right, okay, why is it I don't like it? So what this is saying is like that this love, this true love, it is holding a mirror up to yourself so that you know where you need the work to be done. It makes you want to be a better person. It highlights the issues around you that you need to address as well, and this is what brings balance in. We all have a little bit insecurities, within life as well. We all have them, and we all have them for different reasons, but when we find somebody, that shows us ours and is vulnerable enough and open to show you theirs, somebody who is also prepared to put the work into the relationship, but also into themselves, because this is it. You can't put all of this work into a relationship and expect it to work. It won't. You have to do work on yourself as well, because when you are a whole person, and when you don't have this need, or this urge, or, this void to fill, and when you meet somebody else who is in exactly the same place, the two wholes come together, and this is what is important. We cannot expect someone to fill a void within us. We can't, and the thing is, if we do, what happens is that void that we have gets bigger and bigger and bigger, because it's not getting filled in the way that we truly want. So what this is saying is that this partnership within here, this is where the support is there. The support in order for you to heal, in order for you to grow, and in order for you to rise. Like I say, I've mentioned that we rise in love, we don't fall in love, So when we have a look, initially we see the couple looking at each other, okay? So it's sort of like, we have a Merkaba in the middle as well, and the Merkaba is, it's all connected to cosmic stuff, and it's in the Kabbalah, I think. So this is saying that this is like a cosmic meeting sort of thing, and it's like your conscious mind holds no importance at this time. It's something I feel that you may have even put out there, you may have even asked for it, and it's came to you, so it's always a case of be careful what you wish for as well. So like I say, this mandala is there, and this is the connection, and this is what's bringing them together. So there's the meeting of minds here, and possibly a physical attraction as well when you're looking at them here. So then what you can see is, then they're going closer, and then there's this heart, and there's they're in that heart. And the heart has angel wings as well, which this is signifying like a blessed union with a purity around it, There's no games, there's no drama, there's truth, trust, and balance, The roses within this also signify that something is blooming, nurturing, and growing. If we look at that, it's quite womb-like, isn't it? That card. So this is suggesting that there's more to come with this. So it's like, be prepared. Yes, I know there's this breakup, and it's it's not dismissing, but this is coming in, and this is, I don't know, this is what I want to focus on for you, because I feel the healthiness, this is unhealthy way to feel, this is a healthy way to feel. So it's sort of like yeah, look, the pain will stop, and look what your reward will be. So this is saying, be prepared for a love that's based in freedom, not expectation or need. Its wings will take you higher as well. It was funny, I was sorting some videos yesterday for somebody's wedding, and there was a song, something about love and wings, and I actually thought about that. So yeah, so this is like, this will take you higher and higher towards this, like, this universal love, that we experience as one. This is it, it's really strange. This is separate, very separate, but very together as well. So it's like, I don't know. It's strange. Sorry, I'm not even going to go where that was taking me. So yeah, so when we look at this, it's like I say, it's this universal love. And if we look at the colours in here, you know, the colours are really, really bright. And it's saying that this love will make you see colours that you didn't even know existed, you know. I don't know, I think, was it Tracy Emin that said, I dream of you in colours that don't exist, you know. And that's it, you know, it's beautiful. I mentioned the other day, didn't I, that it said it's like the saturation's just been turned up a little bit on the world, and I really feel this is what you will get when this comes in. So it's everything seems brighter, everything seems more vibrant, and that is because you are rising on a vibrational level. You know, this is what happens once you start to rise in vibration. You know, you see things so much clearer, so much brighter, and so much more colourful as well. And like I've said, you know, remember, we don't fall in love, we rise. And this is what, you know, the universe is wanting you to say. No matter how upset or broken or whatever you feel at the moment, you know, this has happened for a reason, because this that is waiting for you, this is true. You know, like I say, there's no need, there's no want within it, there's no conditions. The only thing that this type of love asks of you, you know, is that you be authentically you. That's it. You know, you don't have to try, you don't have to wear a mask, you don't have to, should I do this, should I do that? You don't, you just show up. That's it, you know. And also, I actually got this last night when I was in bed as well. When you show up, it was in a totally different situation, but when you show up, you're showing the universe willing, you know. So it's like these people that want a new job and they just sit in the house saying, oh, well, I haven't got a new job, because nobody's going to come at your door and knock and give you one, you know. What you've got to do is you have got to show up first, and you have got to get that backbone, show up. Once the universe sees this is when it will give you your desires and, you know, the gifts that are waiting for you. So I hope that made sense. These videos are getting longer and longer. Sorry, it's just there's a lot comes through with them, and they've been quite complex as well, trying to sort of decipher them as well. But this is going to be my last reading for a while. I probably won't be back this week. I'm going down to Devon tonight, so I'm flying down to Exeter later on tonight. And I don't know, sometimes I can go down and stay 2 days. Sometimes I can go down and stay, you know, a week, whatever. But I'm down there working. I'm working with Michelle Knight. I'm doing some filming for her. And if anybody needs a reading or wants a reading during the time that I'm not available, you know, just go over and log on to michelleknight.com. You know, all of the readers there are all handpicked. They have to go through a really grueling process to actually work for Michelle, you know. So I can personally 100% verify that, you know, every single one of them is amazing. So, like I say, there is readings there if you want them, but give you time to ponder on those cards, I think, and I'll be back when I'll be back. I don't know, but have a fabulous time, and like I say, just, I don't know, go with what you're feeling, but don't worry. You know, there's a positiveness around as well. Even through the fog, it's like the sun's coming through the fog. Okay, so I'll see you probably next week. Sat Nam.